how writing can build your influence. When I say build your influence, I mean it can build your authority, your expert status, your influence amongst your peers, amongst your customers, clients, amongst your potential customers. Yesterday, I encouraged you, I might have tricked you into admitting that you are able to write. I explained about WordPress, how creating your own website and putting your own information out there is quite easy. I even mentioned Elance, where you can get someone else to do it for you or to ghostwrite for you. But writing is not just about putting information out there. It's about convincing people you are an expert. Now that's not difficult because you are an expert. I know you're thinking, well, no, I'm not, but yeah, you are. People, you could be a painter and decorator, you could be a baker. When you go along to, say you're a baker, people come along and they're going to buy your muffins. You don't lean over and say, by the way, I'm not an expert. See what you think? Exactly. You know how to make muffins. You are an expert muffin maker. You have an entire business that does stuff like that. You're a painter and decorator. You go to people you are trustworthy to go on your own, tell them what they need, tell them how much it's going to cost, do it, and they have pleasure in giving you money afterwards and saying thank you. You are an expert. You don't have to be a painter and decorator that the Queen uses for Buckingham Palace. You are an expert at what you do. People need what you do. That's why you have customers. So people want to hear from experts. They want to hear from people who know what they do. Now, how can writing help? Not only writing on your own blog, on your own website, explaining how stuff is done, why it is done, how the whole thing came about. So for instance, we sell fire extinguishers. I've put an article on there of the history of the fire extinguisher, how they were invented. People want to know. People want to know how stuff is done. They're not then going to copy it and do it. It just tells them that you know what you're doing. They want to know how it's done, and then they want someone to do it for them. They haven't got time. So writing can tell them. Now the next one is if you get your writing into trade journals or into top publications, and those top publications can be, CNN has an online magazine, you've got the Huffington Post, you've got you've got Yahoo's Shine, you've got some massive circulation online magazines, and you've got offline magazines. Have you ever read a trade journal and looked at the names and looked at the little bio box at the end that says da-da-da is an expert in or is from? That's because they are a guest poster. Quite often they've just asked if that journal would like an article on X. They've probably written a synopsis, they've possibly written the entire article, written it in the style for that magazine, for that journal, for that website. They've studied it, they've looked at their writing guidelines, they've put it in. When you get published, people think, wow. And the reason people do that is so that people think, wow, it really is why they do it. To get free views, to get free traffic, free eyes in that resource box. You then bring them to your website and you bring them to your offer page where you give them that free report. This is the bit where you ask for permission to market to them because they're probably a good chance of becoming a customer. That's when they opt in. That's when you've captured that lead. That's when you've made the most of it. This is how it works. Do that often. Do that once every month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months. It doesn't matter. Over time, you will get recognized. You will get authority. People will ask you for articles because they'll have seen you elsewhere. You can have somebody ghostwrite them. You can write a summary. You can dictate it into your iPhone. Give it to a ghostwriter. They will write it out and pad that out into a proper article. Do not be scared. Do not think you have to be a professional journalist. People will do this. And if you get asked to write for Huffington Post, then you won't mind paying someone a couple $100 to do it. But you shouldn't have to. Just think about it. Have a look at these magazines and have a look who writes them and think, oh yeah, they're just like me. End of lecture. Time for a friendly follow. Today, this is for Steve Strauss. Again, for the show notes, go to marketingforowners.com/podcast and you'll see the show notes for every single episode. Steve Strauss is an American expert. He writes at USA Today and he has a website. He has a book called The Small Business Bible. I think he's got a new one coming out with entrepreneur in the title. I'm not sure if it's launched quite yet, but it's coming. So follow him, you'll find out and probably get an offer for it. But then he has a website called theselfemployed.com. If you run a small business like me, although this is for the USA, he's got information on tax, outsourcing, resources, insurance, everything. Fabulous wealth of information. It's been around for a long time. Very highly respected journalist, has a great Twitter stream with chock full of info. Follow Steve, see what he does, learn something, do it on yours. That's how it works. By the way, I haven't asked you for a while. Go to iTunes, please. Look up the Marketing for Owners podcast. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and then please leave a rating. Tell me what you think. I'd love to know. See you tomorrow.